Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are discussing the concept inventories from the chapter The Audit of Items of Financial Statement. I know one of the toughest chapter, student consider it as one of the toughest chapter, but it is not, okay? So this is going to be purely exam oriented session. So let's start the video. I don't want to waste your time. So inventories. I'm not going to explain every single word here because I already told you guys that this video is just made for those who who try to who is not trying to understand things, who is just trying to remember things. Okay, so let's start the video. The first one is inventories. You all know that in the heading of inventories at current asset, in the balance sheet current asset, what you find like raw materials, finished goods, and a work in progress, right? So inventories definition is also just like that. Okay, inventories are the assets held for sale in the ordinary course of business. In the ordinary course of business, held for sale in the ordinary course of business, it means it's a finished goods. Okay, and in the process of production for such sale, in the production of such sale means like it's work in progress. And the third one is in the form of materials or supplies to be consumed in the production, which is means raw materials. So inventories are the assets, we know that inventories are the current asset, no? So inventories are the asset held for sale and in the process of production of such sale and in the form of materials or supplies. Okay, this is it. Inventory definition is done. Okay, you got it. So now what you need to study in inventories, how you need to prepare for the exams in the concept of inventories. Okay, in this inventories section, you need to remember two assertions. We all know that this chapter is completely based on assertion, right? But in particular inventories, you need to give your attention on two assertion. One is rights and obligation and another one is valuation. Okay, I am not telling you guys do not study other assertion, but you must need to study these two assertion for the exam purpose. Okay, now I'm explaining that. So so how you should remember the question, how you should remember the answer. When we saw the question paper, we find all the questions similar. I hope आपको भी ये लगता होगा. So इसलिए I just try to remember those keywords just to understand those questions, just to what is the question, just to I'm not getting that word. Okay, I'll tell you. So here we are now discussing the rights and obligation. So the entity has legal ownership rights over the inventories claimed to be held by the entity and are recorded in the financial statement. Okay, the real task is how to identify which answer is applicable to which question. So that's why I just try to remember some of the keywords from the question or from the sentences in the study material, so that I'll get to know what is the answer for which question. Okay, in here the entity has valid legal ownership rights. Okay, remember the word valid legal ownership rights and obligation. Okay, valid legal ownership rights over the inventories. Okay, you understood the question, right? Because here you need to remember two words. One is legal ownership rights and another one is inventories. When these two words you see in the question paper, just write 5 points from what I'm telling. Okay, so before learning or by hearting your answer, because why I'm telling you that by hearting answer, because in audit or SM you need to write the same sentences, at least same keywords in the study material, because otherwise they will don't going to give you the marks. So yeah, so you need to remember three words. One is vouch, and another one is examine, and the third one is review, and fourth one is evaluate. Like just trying to remember these things, okay, these words, because it will help you to form sentences. Okay, so the first one is vouch the recorded purchases to underlying documentation. Vouch the recorded purchases to underlying documentation. Okay, first point. Okay, if you can't remember this point, just skip it, because you need to write 5 points just for 5 marks question, 4 points for 4 marks question. Okay, so you just need to learn 5 points. Okay, just उसको अच्छे से रट्टा मार के जाना यार. That's what I'm telling you. Okay, I know it's not good, but we don't have any option. Okay, so yeah. And the second one is evaluate the consignment goods. I told you the word evaluate. Evaluate the consignment goods. Okay, consigned goods. And again, review the consignment agreements. You already learned 2 points, man. Okay, evaluate the consigned goods and review the consignment agreements. Okay, evaluate the consigned goods, review the consignment agreements. 2 points done. Examine the client correspondence, sales and receivables records. Examine the client's correspondence, sales and receivable records. Okay, third point is done. Fourth point is determine the existence of collateral agreement. Remember the word collateral agreement. Determine the existence of the collateral agreement. Okay, and fifth one is review material purchase commitment agreements. Review material purchase commitment agreements. 5 points are done and you're good to go. Okay, you just need to learn 5 points. That's it. You don't have to confuse your mind from with those 8-9 points. Okay, you don't need to learn that. They just want 5 points and you need to learn 5 points. Okay, that's it. Okay, one concept is done in this inventories, and the second one is, I already told you, you need to learn 2 assertions. One is rights and obligation and second one is valuation. Here, yeah, I'll tell you. Inventories have been valued appropriately and as per the generally accepted accounting principles and practices. Okay, when you see the word gap, I mean generally accepted accounting principles and valuation, you need to write these points. Okay, it's very easy points. If you know the inventory definition, you can write it also. Okay, first one is for raw materials and consumables. For raw materials and consumables, ascertain what elements cost are included. Ascertain what elements cost are included. You need to remember what are those elements of cost. Okay, you already read it in accounts, so you will definitely know this answer. So ascertain what elements costs are included. Example like carriage inwards, non-refundable duties, etc. That's it. First point is done in the first main. Okay, for raw materials, consumables, I'm telling. Okay, and second one is if the standard costs are used. If the standard costs are used, inquire into the basis of standards, how the standard costs are compared with the actual cost. If the standard cost is used, remember, if the standard cost is used, how standard costs are compared with the actual cost. That's it. 2 points are done here. And the third one is test check cost prices used with the purchase invoices. Okay, test check the cost prices used with the purchase invoices. Okay, yes. And the fourth one is follow up valuation for all damaged or obsolete inventories. Follow up valuation for all damaged inventories. Done. Fourth point is done. They may be going to ask particularly about raw materials or particularly about work in progress, and or also they can ask full-fledged questions like. Okay, now I'm explaining work in progress. We have already completed raw material or consumables. Now we are discussing work in progress. Okay, so the first one is ascertain how the various stages of production. You need to ascertain the stages of production because it's work in progress. You know that. So stages of production is important. So ascertain how the various stages of production value additions are measured, and in the case of estimates are made. Okay, and the second one is ascertain what elements cost are included. The same points as considered in the raw material. So just cut and copy paste it. Okay, so ascertain what elements cost are included. If overheads are included, ascertain the basis on which they are included. Okay, and the third one is ensure that material costs exclude any abnormal wastages. Material cost exclude any abnormal wastages. Yes, this is also done. Okay, raw materials and consumables are done, and work in progress is also done. Sorry, there is a lot of disturbance going on here. That's why I'm not I'm not making the video in a single piece, a single pace. Yeah, that's why I'm cutting the video in the middle. Okay, so yeah, the last concept is finished goods for resale. In the finished goods, you need to remember again AS2, which is the inventory should be valued at net realizable value or cost, whichever is lower. The first point, and the second point is what are the elements of cost included, same as other two. Okay, so yeah, that's it. It's maybe going to ask in the multiple choice question, otherwise it doesn't have any like we couldn't say that it will comes under 4 marks question. Okay, so yeah, and one more thing you need to learn in this heading, which is follow up for the items that are obsolete or damaged. Okay, when it comes to damaged inventories, what are the things that you need to when you need to do physical counting. Okay, so physical counting, obsolete or damaged inventory, these words if you find in the question, you need to write this answer. Okay, so the first point is compare recorded sales, recorded cost with replacement cost, RR. Okay, recorded cost with replacement cost, recorded cost with replacement cost. And the second one is examine vendor's price list. Examine vendor's price list to determine if recorded cost is less than the current price. Recorded cost is less than the current price. Recorded cost is less than the current price. Okay. And the third one is calculate inventory turnover ratio. Calculate inventory turnover ratio, which is also simple point. And the fourth one is in manufacturing environment, test overhead allocation rates. In manufacturing environments, test overhead allocation rates, and ensure that only direct labor, direct material, and overhead has been included. Only those direct expenses has been included. You need to remember. Okay, and the fourth one is verify the correct application of lower of net realizable value or cost principle. Again, the same point. That's it. If you completed these three headings in the inventories, you are completely ready for the examination as per this concept, only in this concept. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I hope this video is useful for you guys. If you like the video and if you find this video is useful, please make sure that yes, please make sure that I'm doing something good, and please put it on the comment section that you understood the topic and what are the next topics I need to cover. Okay, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Bye bye.